so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Why is the attendance low? I should ask the club president. Shivratri. That is in the night.
The line is already started.
Line is already started. Okay. Very good morning to each one of you. I would say that it's a privilege to come to your club the second time. Very few people invite you the second time to their house. You are one among them, so I'm very happy to be here. So we are going to make this session extremely impactful. That's why I have named it as workshop, not like an education session. Because after every slide, I will stop, pause, and ask you if you have any questions. Just a little bit about our organization. I mean, it's a small company, like the Toastmaster of the Day said. Voice of Magic essentially works with schools and colleges. And our key idea is to build children speak well, that they should be great communicators, and college students where they can crack interviews and do the group discussions very impactfully. This is our core niche, to work with college students and school students. Yes, so I have named this session as the workshop session. Before I begin, there is something that I would like to share with all of you, which is, when you have time today or tomorrow or during the week, since the TMOD mentioned that what is the use of gaining all the knowledge when you don't give it back to the society, I would recommend you to watch the video of this gentleman. It's not mentioned here, it just popped up in my mind because the TMOD mentioned that wonderful statement. There is this guy called Nishant Kasi Batla. Nishant Nishant Kasi Batla. Kasibhatla. I can go wrong in spelling. Watch his YouTube videos, because there is one 10-minute YouTube video where he says that your output is the one that determines how well aware you are about the topic. So there is a 10-minute video. Watch this guy, he's extremely brilliant. I have watched lots of his videos and they are very high level education sessions because he speaks more about the output than the input. So that was just a note of general knowledge because the TMOD mentioned that wonderful statement. So are you ready for the workshop session?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sunday morning, you have all braced yourselves like good students to be a part of this workshop. So we are going to keep it very, very impactful. The first part of the workshop is Toastmasters Pathways. Now, this is a word you have heard many times. Pathways. What is the term pathways mean, or what exactly comes under pathways? So what I have done is, the first set of slides are for the path that I had taken, which is the previous path that I finished was visionary communication, and I have just made a note of what all I have learned, and I'm going to share that with you and how you can get better at speaking with this help, with these set of slides. The second set of slides are how you can progress alongside your DTM journey, which I will be filing next year because I have almost completed majority of it. The remaining I will do this year because now District 92 or District 121, now we are all going to become one family. They are pressurizing me to take a area director role. They said enough of speaking, now you show more leadership because you are a good leader as well. So I am contemplating, not yet decided, because when you become a district leader, you have to take a break from contesting. I'm sure all of you know the rules, that you have to take a break from contesting. But they're saying when you become a district leader and then you come back, you become more an experienced speaker because you would have worked with a lot of people. So I'm still contemplating, should I or should I not? It is like that Shah Rukh Khan throwing the rose petals. She loves me not. So my case is, should I take up, should I not take it up? Still contemplating, but most likely I'll take up the district leadership role, which is the AD role. That's why this time I also, people generously asked me to become the president of BTM Toastmasters Club. So let's move on. So that's how it is designed like this: clarity, confidence, and effectivity. How are you going to make pathways very, very effective for yourself? If you have that, that slide changer, that small remote, I can only do it, or is it manually that you?
No, we don't have the slide changer. We'll have to manually do it.
So can I do it here?
Yeah.
Okay. What is pathways? It is given here: an effective and time-tested online program, okay, like a curriculum, that Toastmasters International has created to help individuals prepare, practice, perform well during club meetings, become confident, creative and effective speakers, and leaders in due course of time, that help in achieving both professional and personal success. That is the ultimate learning outcome of pathways. you become an effective leader. Because if you see the tagline of Toastmasters, it says where leaders are made. So the base level is communication, you build a pyramid around it, and then the top level is you become an effective leader. This is pathways. So any path that you have taken, can I know from some people, some members, what path have you chosen? From our presentation master.
Dynamic leadership.
Innovative planning. That has become a legacy path now, but you can still complete it. Presentation.
Dynamic leadership.
Dynamic leadership. Persuasive influence. It happens. Okay.
The visionary communication.
Okay, visionary communication. That is one path which I really like. Okay. How about the president? Why are you
Leadership.
seated there?
I just want to ensure
Okay.
it's leadership development and persuasive influence. Actually,
You've taken two at a time. Yes, you can do two paths at a
Yeah.
time. Okay. There are many who do two paths at a time. How about the people at the back? Leadership development. Okay.
I'm not yet done. I'm either doing dynamic or persuasive.
You are answerable to the president now. Has he become a member? Rahul
He's a member, but he's yet to
Oh,
choose the
great.
path.
Okay,
So
he's yet to
this
choose the
session
path.
is important for him.
We spare you today. How about the people?
Presentation mastery.
Okay. Sir, I didn't get to hear. Dynamic leadership.
Today I am a guest.
Today you're a
I'm
guest.
going to
Okay.
join.
Very soon a member. How about the people? The last
Presentation mastery.
presentation master.
I'm a guest.
You are a guest. Okay. So typically there are now 6 paths. All of you are aware, right? Presentation mastery, dynamic leadership, visionary communication, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, and
Dynamic leadership.
Engaging humor.
There are 6, right? There were 11 when I joined Toastmasters in 2021, but 5 of them have become legacy paths. What is the meaning of legacy path? Somebody who has taken it, like last year in 2025, I think not in 2025, 2024, the base camp, 2025? 2025, the base camp went for a complete revamp. Base camp is the place where you have all these online documents for Toastmasters. It underwent a complete revamp. There were 11 paths which has now become 6 paths. Why have the 5 paths got removed? Because there was a lot of repetition in the online portal. So they have compressed, concised it and brought it to 6 paths which will offer all the things which were there earlier in the 11 paths. So the 5 paths which have gone away, one of them is effective coaching, second one is innovative planning, third one is team collaboration, fourth one is strategic relationships, and the last one is leadership development. But people who have still taken that and they are continuing that, they will complete it. District 121 will not give you the path completion pin. District 92 gives. Okay, now we can't complain about that anymore because from July we are all becoming one family. But yes, it's a credit, it's an honor to your badge that you have completed one path. If you have taken one of those 5 paths, you can still complete and finish it. If you have not taken, then it is not available anymore. Because they have changed the entire online curriculum and compressed and concised it to the 6 paths. So that is how it is. So typically in a path, let's say visionary communication, this is what you will get. There are 5 levels. There is level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 and level 5. Now level 1 has got 5 speeches and 1 evaluation. So what are those speeches? First is the icebreaker speech, which is self-introduction. How many of you have given the icebreaker speech here? Yes. Now here I would like to say something. An icebreaker speech is not talking about everything about yourself to the club. It's not like that. If you go through each of those web pages, it says any aspect of your life which you want to communicate to the audience. Supposing I want to communicate the fact that I was an excellent student when I was in grade 8, 9 and 10. I have to develop my icebreaker on that. Supposing I want to communicate the fact that I was a great debater at college. So I can talk about my family, my friends, the hobbies that I have, but this should be the main aspect. The misconception that people have here is icebreaker means I should talk everything about myself to the club. No, you can talk a little bit about yourself and take one aspect of your life based on the path that you have taken and showcase that element more in the 4 to 6 minute speech. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then the,
I have a
yes,
question.
yes.
So I've just started a new path, and again icebreaker is there. So my question is that if I complete one path and I go to another part, why is it that we have to start from beginning as an icebreaker?
Exactly, this is the reason what I told you. Like every time you might find it little boring that every time I have to speak about the entire thing about my life to the club. It's not like that. What you can do is, since there are 6 parts, now this is clever thinking, strategic thinking I would say, you have to technically deliver 6 icebreakers. Yes? Now what will you cover in the 6 icebreakers? Are you going to cover the same things, or you want to choose one aspect of your life and speak about that? This is what I did. Okay, so you have to think like that. This I realized very soon, because it is going to be the same. Icebreaker is the first speech for all the parts, the level 1 project 1. But I cannot be telling the same thing to the people that I am born in this particular place, and these are the languages I know, this is my education qualification. People already know that. So what is that new thing which you can add? You can take an aspect of your life and describe that in your icebreaker speech. That is the smart way to do the 6 icebreakers. Does that answer your question,
Yes.
sir?
Yeah.
Okay. The second one, level 1 project 2, is speech with purpose. Writing a speech with purpose. Now what do you do here? People who have completed level 1 project 2. Any idea? Yes.
So we'll have a purpose. Suppose I want to speak about me. Why did I learn swimming? There was a purpose behind it. How did I achieve that purpose? That breakdown of that purpose, that goal is what I'm going to present.
Exactly. Very well said. So I'm saving your time, because each of this, when you go on the online portal, you have to read minimum of 10 web pages for each of these. Icebreaker has 10 pages. There are videos. There are also some attached clips. Level 1 project 2 has 10 slides. So you have to go through all that. In detail, all of us have to go through all the areas of the levels and the projects that we are completing. But I have compressed and concised it and giving you the specific details of each of the speeches that you will deliver. So rightly said by her, speech with a purpose is basically, if you have done something in life and that has given you value, it is a purpose that you have achieved, that is your level 1 project 2. It could be something like you are associated with a social organization, it could be stray dog welfare, could be anything. If you are all Rotarians, you're part of Rotary, which is a platform for community service, you have done any project there. What is your purpose to do that? Exactly answers that question. Okay. The third one is vocal variety and body language. Focus on vocal variety or body language. It can be and or. In the sense, this says vocal variety and body language. There are some speakers who want to focus only on vocal variety. There are some who want to only do on body language. Now you can choose. You want to tell the evaluator, hey, I am going to focus on vocal variety. Please today evaluate me on vocal variety. Yes, accepted. If you want to tell the evaluator, I want to focus on body language. Please evaluate me on my body language, how I use the stage. Accepted. If you want to do both, you have to tell the evaluator that I want to do both. Please evaluate me on that. It is always a very good practice to first talk to the evaluator, whoever is your evaluator, and get clarity of what you want the evaluator to do, the learning outcome for the evaluator. Many times it so happens, it's a sad scenario, that the speaker comes prepared, gives a speech, the evaluator says this is not met with the purpose guidelines. Now imagine the trauma the speaker has to go through. First of all, speech writing itself is not a very easy task. And how many of us keep cancelling, I will not give this week, I'll give next week, I'll give next week.
Yeah.
And next week never comes, right? Because speech writing is tough. We have to understand that to think of an introduction for a speech is not easy. Then to think about the body, we all have the story in our head. And if I have to talk to Nikhil on a one-to-one basis, you know what I did yesterday, this is what happened. But now that conversation, if I have to convert into a 7-minute speech, it's a hell task. You all agree with me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Speech writing is a lot of your mental and emotional stability first. Physically we have to sit, type or write, but it is a mental and emotional stability. It's not easy. So I always go by best practices. I tell people, talk to the evaluator. Tell the evaluator, this is what it is. The project is this. I'm going to do this. And even when I do evaluations, I always begin with this statement. My target speaker today, you have met with the purpose guidelines. This project has been passed by me. Then I start the evaluation. At a club meeting, I am saying, not at a contest. Because it gives so much of happiness to the speaker. Appa, one speech. Now I can focus on it. Yes, I know, because of all the things that we do in our daily lives, this is the hardest task, writing a speech. That is why ISC and HSC, the humorous speech contest, they are not easy to do. Evaluation and table topics are easier to do because you don't have to prepare anything technically. Your life is dependent on what the test speaker is going to say. Right? So think about it. We have to be a little more mindful, and this is something which I do not like even in my club, the 92 club that I am part of. Every time the evaluator says, you repeat the speech. And how pathetic it is that you ask the icebreaker speech to be repeated. The very first time the person has started the speech, yes, they have asked the speaker to repeat the icebreaker speech. And I somehow don't like these things, because these things can be avoided if the speaker talks to the evaluator. So for example, for Rajiv, if Nikhil is the evaluator, he can talk to him. See, this is what I'm going to give. Okay, these are the project guidelines. Now he is aware that, okay, the speaker is going to say this, and this is how I'm going to evaluate. Now, none of us are very bad speakers. Do you really agree that we are so bad speakers that we have to repeat the speech?
No.
We are not, right? We all can speak. We are speaking at our workplaces. I am paid for this job only. Okay, you are all speaking at your workplaces.
Yeah.
So do you really think that the person at your workplace who's listening to you is trying to judge you that you are not a great speaker?
No.
So we should not go to that scenario where the speaker is asked to repeat a speech unless it is really pathetic, which I don't think is the case. Nobody is so bad on earth, according to me. All of us are in the process of becoming great speakers. Like there is a beautiful quote, right? The journey to self-development is always under construction. Some construction has happened, some more to go. Correct? So I believe that there should be, I go by a lot of, exactly like you, I go by a lot of mindfulness. Let us be more mindful about what the speaker is saying, because it can discourage the speaker, it can encourage the speaker. Now there are very tough people like me who don't mind if the evaluator asks me to repeat the speech. The beginning of my Toastmasters career also, I was asked to repeat 2 or 3 speeches, but I am very mentally tough. But not I don't expect everybody to be like me. Okay, so we have to be mindful. We have to be giving the correct feedback, but not in a sugar-coated way. At the same time, not in a very prickly manner. We have to make sure that the speaker is encouraged to do better. That's why they say evaluation is not about educating the speaker, it's about educating the room. What is expected from others. So let's be a little mindful. So this problem can be sorted if the speaker and the evaluator, they speak to each other. Okay, not like the speaker goes and tells the evaluator, yeah, I'm giving a speech, today be mindful about me. But at least to make sure that this is what it is, this is what I'm going to do. Right? Then comes evaluation and feedback. Now here is the trick. There are 2 parts to this speech. First you give a speech, any good speech, take the feedback from evaluator, incorporate the evaluation in the second sequel of that speech and deliver it. Now here it is not repeating the speech. This project itself says 2 speeches, level 1 project 4. So when I give a speech and Nikhil evaluates me, I will incorporate his evaluation, change about 20 to 30% content of my original speech, deliver the second speech. You don't have to change everything. You just have to change the aspects which the evaluator has given you the feedback for.
I always thought it's the same speech. You have to repeat the same speech
No.
with the.
It can be same speech, it can be different speech.
Comments.
It is in the same speech you make some modifications. Yeah, because you have already got one level of evaluation, right? So it cannot be the same speech anymore. It cannot be verbatim the same speech anymore. So what we say is up to 50% is your limit to change the modification. You don't have to change the whole speech, because if you totally give a new speech, again it goes back to the first part of the speech.
Correct.
Purpose is not met. So you give a speech, take the evaluation, wherever the evaluator has asked to make the changes, necessary changes, that could range from 20 to 50%, change that much, remaining content keep the same and deliver it. And I would always recommend deliver the speech in the same club. Why will you give one speech in one club, another speech in another club? And there are 2 different evaluators. The second evaluator doesn't know what is the feedback the first evaluator has given. The first evaluator also doesn't know what happened to the speech later. Better to give it in the same club. And then this project has one evaluation. So you see, it's very nicely built. The entire thing is very mindfully built. Like you give a speech, get evaluation, give the second speech, then evaluate someone. When you are being evaluated and you change some content of the speech, you become a better evaluator. That is why this level 1 project 4 is my favorite zone. Okay, in all the parts. I mean, this is my favorite, need not be yours. I'm just saying because it gives a 360-degree picture of what this project is. And then comes level, you come to the level 1, which is complete level 1, apply feedback, give the second speech, evaluate another speaker, you file for level 1 completion. Any questions here?
I have one.
Yes.
You spoke about the speaker having a communication with the evaluator saying this is what I want to do. Now, there is a small gap here. There is a purpose, objective. What if the speaker is not meeting the objective and says, I am going to do this, evaluate. So there is a chance of we not meeting the objective but only evaluating based on what the speaker prefers.
Very good question. Any other question? Somebody else raised hand? Yes, sir. I'll answer your question. Are you guys okay if I go a little slow and take a little more time? Because
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
My question was on a bit of a confusion between what you have in level 2 right here in terms of your communication style and in level 1 you have in the second project where where we need to focus on body language and the communication style.
very
So
good
it's
question.
very similar. Is it that once we have the feedback on level 1, we are expected to already identify our style of communication and progress?
Actually, yes. Yes. So first question, okay, you asked a very brilliant question that what if the evaluator only reads the project guidelines and evaluates the speech and there is no communication between the speaker and the evaluator, correct?
The objective is something,
Yeah.
the speaker is presenting something, but there is a communication between speaker and evaluator. They're putting aside the objective itself. So yes, the evaluator will assess me as per what I say, but when we leave out the objective completely, that will be a problem.
Okay. So to not get there, this is a very good question and many times this happens in Toastmasters meeting. The first step is when you are preparing a speech, you show your speech to the mentor, correct? The mentor says this speech is good, go ahead. Or he or she will ask you to make some changes, moderate changes and then get it ready. So your speech is ready. Now what is the communication between the speaker and the evaluator? Keeping the objective in mind is the speaker should tell the evaluator, this is my project guideline. These are the areas that I will be focusing. In this speech that I am going to deliver, my focus will be on vocal variety. So I will be using different styles of my vocal variety. You are supposed to evaluate me on that. The speaker has to clearly communicate this to the evaluator. You're not showing the speech to the evaluator. You are telling the evaluator that these are the project guidelines. I'm going to do this. Do you have any questions? It's always good to have a one-to-one transparent communication. Saves the trouble of two things. The evaluators also sometimes, they don't like telling the speaker that you have to repeat the speech. Okay, it's a hard task. I mean, writing a speech itself is a very cumbersome job. The second thing is the evaluator is very clear. After that, if the speaker is not prepared and he or she is not following, rare chances to happen. After that, if the person is not following, then the evaluator can say you repeat the speech. But if this much of transparent communication happens, I always believe in connecting with the evaluator first. Do you have any questions to ask? These are the speech guide. This is the time. Okay, this is the title of my speech. Then these mishaps cannot happen. So it is important for the speaker to communicate with the evaluator first that this is what I am going to do. This is what it's going to be. Since it says vocal variety or body language, my focus will be on body language. I'm going to use my hand gestures more. I'm going to use the stage more. You are supposed to evaluate me on that.
Evaluate me, keeping the objective in mind and what I'm presenting.
Yes. And if need be so, a little more extra work, highlight the areas which you want the evaluator to evaluate on. Okay, that becomes very much clear for the evaluator that this is what the person is going to do. And like I said, when the evaluator comes on the stage and evaluates, it is always better to say that this project has been passed because these objectives have been met. That's such a relief to the speaker. Okay, one speech more done. Okay, so this Transparent communication, you brought out a very good point. These transparent communication areas do not happen. That is why, and one big disadvantage here is last minute when somebody will become the evaluator. Try not to reach them. Okay, on the spot, 6:30 evaluation, evaluator is ready. Of course, see, evaluation also, the evaluator needs to be little prepared. Okay, so a one-to-one communication, hardly it is going to consume 2 minutes of time. One phone call, hey, you are the evaluator, or one message. Message sometimes people don't see. Better to have a phone call. Can you connect after dinner, just for about 5 minutes? This is what I'm doing. So much of the hassle you will save, you have no idea. But what happens in most clubs is, in my club also it happens. Not BTM, that's a club I'm very proud of. 6:30 the GE will call and say, I am not coming. What will I do in 7 o'clock meeting? GE is not turning up at 6:30. And GE is a very important role because you are evaluating the whole scenario. And evaluation is a lot of, I don't know how many are educators in this room, but if you go by that Bloom's taxonomy, the hierarchy levels of understanding, it says knowledge, understanding, application, analysis. It's a very big skill. So you are evaluating someone is not telling only the good points or the bad points. You are giving a whole picture to that person. So these mishaps can be prevented if these communications happen before time. So I think as club members, we need to be a little more prepared. We have to manage our time well, so that everybody, like today you had the lovely GE session, okay, power pack GE session. This is the session you always want, right? That is why you are investing your Sunday mornings here. So make sure that these small areas of communication are clear. But most of the time some clubs suffer because the communication, the base communication only is bad. So the speaker has to tell the evaluator, see, this is what I'm doing, this is what you're going to evaluate me on. You have any questions? Always ask that. Do you have any questions? If you're not having any question right now, even before the meeting, say half an hour before the meeting, you can post a question. I can reply to that. Okay. Talking about your question, sir, yes, your understanding is correct. So level 1 is mastering the fundamentals. From level 2, you slightly become a little more focused on certain skills. So in level 2, you have understanding your communication style. This project actually talks about the different communication styles. It is given there on the portal, and what is primarily your communication style. Okay, so there are types like adaptive communication, empathetic communication, reflective, analytical, informational. So you choose your style. The second project which I had in visionary communication, this could change from path to path, which is active listening. Listen actively to a speech. Okay, now what comes to your mind, people, when you think about active listening?
Focused listening.
Focused listening? It's actually a very dicey word, actively. Now you're also all active listeners.
Basically, you'll ask a question, but you'll reflect on what the respondent has told.
Okay?
It's not just asking something for the sake of asking, rather you'll connect with the audience and respond back to them.
Okay? Okay, fair enough.
There are some 2 or 3 types here where you're listening and you are living that story in your head.
Yes,
You're
correct.
thinking, you are being a part of that. There's a second one, you're just an observer, watching what is happening, like a stage play. And there's third one where you're observing and kind of analyzing that, okay, this is the thing, and just taking points from that. Somewhat something like this.
You are almost close, 95% correct. Yes?
No, I don't have anything.
So basically, this is a very, very dicey word in Toastmasters. Even if you go by all those web pages, what is active listening? According to me, to summarize, yes. You were saying something?
I was just telling, like, active listening is keeping 100% focus, not like going to office, looking at you, but going to office and coming back, or going to home and coming back mentally. So it should be very, very focused, and everything, you should be in it. That's what I feel about active listening.
Absolutely correct. But the way our human brains are, we cannot be active listeners, 100%. Okay? I'm sure some of you must be thinking, what am I going to cook after this? How am I going to stay awake the whole night for Shivratri?
Yeah.
It is not possible because we are all humans, right? So the brain cannot be focused on this 100% active listening. But like she rightly said, some actionable items when you are listening is what you need to do. In my understanding, to summarize, whatever is given on the portal, those are all big definitions and guidelines. There are 4 types of learners. Okay, you have visual learners, you have auditory learners. It's called the Vakt module. Okay, the Vakt style. Visual, auditory, you have kinesthetic learners, you have tactile learners. Okay, what is visual? Somebody who is listening to your speech, getting all the visual description. You talk about Manali, Shimla, somewhere you had gone, you talk about a trip or something, visual learner. They're already living that, like she rightly said. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Soumya, rightly said, okay? You are already living in Manali, Shimla when they are speaking. Even if you had not gone there, through the speech you are there. That is visual listening. What is auditory listening? You pay attention to the speaker's tone, pause, pitch, inflection, the rise and fall of the tone. You pay attention to how the speaker is speaking. Auditory, okay? Suddenly the speaker jumps with joy when he or she is in Manali, or suddenly there is a sad moment. You pay attention to the tone, the auditory, the sounds, okay? Sounds from the environment, sounds from the observations. The third type of listeners are kinesthetic listeners, where your emotions, sentiments, feelings, everything is connected to the speech. Through that speaker's speech, you are living some part of your story. It may not have been Shimla, but it could have been somewhere in Tamil Nadu. Okay, those are kinesthetic listeners. Then you have the last one, tactile, who use their body language. Okay, some people learn by doing. You would have seen in your own family, say for example your own kids. Okay, if you ask them to speak, they'll say, okay, I'll do a project and show you. Those are tactile listeners. How you are able to connect to the listener using these 4 styles is active listening. And like she rightly said, what is the listener taking away from that? And somewhere, I'm looking at the higher goal. If the listener is able to incorporate from your speech using the active listening style in his or her speech, somewhere your job is done. What happened? The room is so quiet. Trying to process.
Active listening.
Trying to process. Okay. So it is a 3-way formula. Since I'm also an educator, I look at this in a little bit of a different angle. Say for example, you're doing some presentation at your office. Most of you make presentations at office.
Yes.
Now you want the people to sit and listen to you. Typically, if your session is after lunch, disastrous.
Yes.
You would have had a good lunch. Some offices give very good lunch. I remember once I had gone to Siemens for doing an education session and they offered very good lunch. Okay, so after a nice gulab jamun in the end, you really don't feel like listening to this, right? It's not boring it is to listen to active listening. What happens? Because the manager or the top boss has told you, boss, your session is only after lunch. Now, in your presentation, how are you going to make the people sitting in the room listen to you either visually or auditorily or in the kinesthetic manner or in the tactile manner? And trust me, even technical presentations you can use this active listening formula. If you are able to connect with any audience through visual, auditory, kinesthetic or tactile, your job is done. And like Soumya says rightly, if you use some elements of the speaker in your active listening, reproduce the same in some other speech, in some other club, you have lived a 360-degree speech. That is the project active listening. Okay? Hard to do, but not impossible.
How is the evaluation done for this? From what I understand, this means you have to listen actively to a speech. But if I am the one who is doing this, how is the evaluation done for this?
Very, very good question. Actually, the evaluation for this is very difficult because you are only listening actively. Okay? So again, you have to use I won't say the typical sandwich method. You can bring a slight modification there. You can look at in the active listening, if you go by these 4 elements, the visual, auditory, kinesthetic, you can do evaluation. What were the good areas that the speaker did using because you're only listening, right? So now you have the whole world open to you. You are not restricted to one evaluation resource point. Okay, like vocal variety or body language is restricted. It's only one area you have to do, and you have to bring at least 3 commendations, 2 recommendations and summary. This is active listening. The whole thing is open in front of you. So you can pick and choose. And you can also do the evaluation in the end. And what is the learning area for the audience? What is the biggest learning outcome for the audience? For you as an evaluator, and it could be for the audience. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yes.
The leadership styles were also a part of part 2, right? or level 2?
Yes, I'm talking about from visionary
first one.
communication. Yes,
Ah,
in
ah.
some parts they have understanding your leadership style.
Okay.
Yes, this is my path which didn't have leadership style, but it had this.
That's the first one is communication style is same as leadership style.
Yes.
And I think for second one, generally members take the role of the TTM, table topic master. too.
Yes, that also you can do. If the level 2 project 2 is conducting a TTM session. Now here again you have to think that it cannot be a regular TTM session that you are doing every time at the club. Some Toastmasters do like this also. I will become TTM, finish the project.
Yeah.
I have also got answers from my club president when I was not the president, not 121 in 92. They said that it's okay, let the person participate in the club contest. Before area contest, they'll finish that. No. You have to finish level 2 before you jump into the area, into the club contest
Yeah.
also. So, see, the thing is what you know, as Indians, our minds are very tricky. Okay? We have that chalta hai attitude. ठीक है, कर लेंगे. Okay, what is the big deal? Who is going to see in the district? Does the district director have the time to see? Well, I have not completed my level 2. That's not the question. See the first core value, integrity. Okay, you have to have a lot of integrity with your own self. Boss, what I am doing is right. Yes, nobody, district director doesn't have the time. Recently he got married also. He doesn't have time. We can take it together. Gokul is a nice fellow. So he doesn't have the time. Neither the PQD or the CJD have the time to sit and do all this. But what is the first core value? Integrity. We have to have lot of honesty with our own self. Because ultimately it will give you satisfaction. Whether you win the ribbon that day or the prize that day or the certificate, you go back home as a more satisfied person. I did my job very well. I really enjoyed it. Okay, that satisfaction gives us a lot of happiness. Ultimately, that is the higher goal. Or it is like, okay, I finished the TTM session today. Thank God, now I can participate in the club contest. For the club contest also, next the speech is not ready. That is how our minds are always playing the devil's advocate. Have you seen that movie? Devil's Advocate? Please watch that. Our minds are always playing devil's advocate. You think you're happy about something, there is something at the back telling you, hey, don't be so happy. Next thing is coming up. Yes? So, integrity, our first core value. So, if you're doing the TTM session also as level 2 project 2, in your level 2, make sure that you do something very different from the regular TTM session. Okay? I mean, there are various ways to do, but that particular TTM session, the project guideline says you have to conduct a TTM session. Now, why do you think this is even a project guideline when regularly we are doing it in our club meetings? The expectation is you do a good TTM session where there is a lot of value and learning for the audience, right? And that has to be done with integrity, not like I have to complete this so that I can participate in the club contest, not that way. Okay? Then, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Today somebody did that. I think I just missed that. Yes, here it is. So, this is also a lot of confusion. Many people say that you have to only talk about Toastmasters mentors. No, how can you do that? You have so many mentors in your life. You would have had somebody during school days, somebody during colleges, one particular person who was the pivotal point in, as in the turning point for your career. So, how can you miss those people? So, 50% of the speech is about them, 50% of the speech is about your Toastmasters mentors.
I think this is a great example for the part you said where the evaluator and the speaker has to
Have to
speak,
go
because
and talk
it has two parts optionally given in the project pathway, in the project expectation itself, that either from the personal life or from the Toastmaster. The choice is given actually.
Yes, the choice is given. So, it is a great way to connect with the mentor also and tell the mentor that I'm going to be speaking a little bit about you in my speech today. Okay? And tell the mentor that you will be announced, your name will be announced in my speech today. But that doesn't mean that you forego all the mentors who were the pivotal points in your career. I mean, whatever I am here today, I have to give it to the first college dean with whom I worked with. That gentleman is no more, but he is the reason why I am here today. How can I forget that person who, on the very first day when I finished my studies and joined work, he said, you have to address a group of 300 people. It was a district science conference and I was the MC. I cannot forget that person because he built so much confidence in just, of course I read everything from the script. Today I've reached a point where I don't need the script. But I'm saying that gentleman made me stand before 300 people. Suddenly I cannot ignore him and only talk about my Toastmaster, and a person like me who has changed 4 mentors now. Okay, because the previous 2 mentors, they shifted to a different location and they have discontinued with Toastmasters. So I had to find new mentors. Your mentors will keep changing, but that doesn't mean to say that in this, it says introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Look at this word, it says introduction. It doesn't say that you have to ignore all the previous mentors. Your speech should be, the content should be 50% of your previous mentors and the existing Toastmasters. Because you're showing a career graph. You're showing your professional career graph. How I started my career, how Toastmasters mentoring is making my career go up. That is how people should look at the speech. But nobody understands the project guidelines, sadly. Even the best speakers, they don't understand the project guidelines. But we are educators, right? We have the habit of reading everything 3, 4, 5, 10 times before we come. I have read my own script so many times before I came here. That is by default. DNA fault you can say, or maybe the good aspects. So the way to look at this speech is not only talk about Toastmasters mentoring. And tell me something, somebody who has reached till level 2, project 2, how much can this person speak about 7 minutes of Toastmasters mentoring?
No, it's very
You
tough.
have to also think like that, right? That person cannot speak 7 minutes about this
Just
mentor.
mentoring.
Mentor will fly away in the sky then after that. Such things should not happen. So it's a combination of step by step. Who were the previous mentors and where are you heading now? Because you're also showing your professional graph growth.
Sometimes people just cover importance of mentoring without including their own personal.
In my opinion, if every speech at the club is given very nicely, you are already as good as a world champion speaker. This is my personal belief. Because even if the icebreaker speech you do very nicely, and like that, if you complete one whole part giving every speech in the truest of your own understanding, you are as good as a world champion speaker. Think about it. Okay? We always look at the linear path and then we say contest speech has to be different. One of these speeches only you can modify as your contest speech. We have the mindset of doing all linear. Okay, this is the only road I will take. Somebody is giving me another road. No, I don't want to look there. I want to go here only because I know this road. Why it should be like that? If you have already completed level 3, technically level 3 or level 4, you are ready for a contest. Take one of these speeches, modify it a little more, show it to more than one mentor, club mentor and outside, and give a nice speech. After all, even if you see the world championship level speeches, they are just like the club speeches only. What is the difference? It's the delivery. If you see Mark Brown's A Second Chance, okay, the world champion speaker, or Aaron Beverly's The Unforgettable Story, he talks about an Indian audience, a North Indian wedding, where they have this custom of hiding the groom's shoes. That is the whole story. That could be any club level story also, right? It's about the delivery that they perfect. They keep giving it 100, 200, 300, 400 times. Okay, they go to all the clubs possible. If you see that speech by Prez Vasilev, one of the world champion speakers, that is the only speech which has the least number of words. Even your icebreaker speech has more words. The speech has got only 459 words.
Wow.
That's it. It's called Changed by a Tire. Okay, I have seen all the world champion speeches. It is called Changed by a Tire. 459 words only. Your qualifying time is also 4 minutes 30 seconds to 7 minutes 30 seconds. He has used only 459 words because he's not a native speaker of English. He's a French guy who learnt English. Okay, go and see that speech, Changed by a Tire. He's used so many sound effects. Okay, the way the tire was changed and he made a sound for that. He's kind of practiced it that many times. The number of words he has used in his speech is less than the icebreaker speech. Number of words we use in icebreaker
What's the
speech.
name you said?
Prez Vasilev, Prez Vasilev, Vasilev.
2024 he was.
Yes,
keynote
Changed by a
speaker.
Tire. So there was a tough competition between him and Dhananjaya, and somebody came and told Dhananjaya, because he said this last year in the district conference, that Prez will win this time, you will have to go the next time. And Prez Vasilev won. A French guy who doesn't know English, learnt English, given a speech for 459 words only, the shortest word length speech in a world championship competition, still the world champion.
Wow.
Okay, he's mastered the art of delivery. All these world champions have one thing: they are not very content focused. Content could be simple. I'm not saying that they are totally unfocused. They are more focused on delivery.
Last time you gave the example of Louis Montalvo, like she was
Yeah.
in wheelchair, 37
She was on
stranger.
wheelchair, zero
Very
body language.
simple
What can she do?
story,
But
yeah.
powerful story. Each one is playing with their own strengths. Somebody like Louis Montalvo who could not walk, she focused on her content. Okay, and somebody like Pres Vasile who doesn't have much content, he focused on his delivery. Vocal variety. You can see a lot of vocal variety there in his speech. Okay, so this is about level 2. Level 3 has understanding this. I'm talking about my path that I took, understanding emotional intelligence, which is to cultivate understanding how their emotions impact their relationships. Okay, and how others' emotions impact their emotional state. Purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of their experience, journaling emotions or being aware of emotions when interacting with others. Then it has understanding emotions and completing 2 electives. Now this level 3, when you come, there is one main speech, one main project. And when you go to the electives, there are 16 electives. Close to 16. Every path has 16 electives. It has connect with storytelling or build social media presence,
Visual.
or it has visual aids, use
Visual
visual
aids.
aids. Okay, creating a podcast. Now here, whatever you have done, you can present that as a speech. Supposing you are doing a presentation in your office which has got slides. Okay, slide present. Most of you do technical presentations.
Yes.
That can be converted into creating visual aids. One of your electives. So you have to think in a 360 degree view. Not think of a speech where, oh, this has got visual aids, so now let me work on this. No. If you have done something, convert that into a speech.
If we
Social-
write a blog, like we can use that as a
Yes, creating a blog is also there.
social media.
The only thing is, some of the electives are repeated in level 4 and level 5. But what you need to keep in mind is, take up some challenges for yourself. Do something which you have never done. That makes you a holistic speaker.
Yeah.
Supposing I am good at storytelling and I go by every path that everywhere I will go and only do storytelling, that is easy job. Okay, that is not going to be difficult for me. But supposing I have never done a blog and I write a blog, or I have seen somebody else's blog, I can still speak about it. I have a friend called Archana from District 92 who writes very good blogs. I have gone through her blogs and I have given comments also. Even that I can use. Even if I have not written a blog myself, I can take somebody else's blog. Now, it is not possible to do everything, but I can try this as a challenge that I can use her blog in my speech. So we have to think differently. Okay? Then, yes, and then in level 3 you have one main speech and 2 electives you have to do. So the smart way of doing it is, every path do the two different electives, so that you get an overall view of how as a speaker you are. Level 4 is building skills. In my case, it was motivate others. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to motivate team members. If you are already doing this at your workplace, you can pull in lot of the experiences and construct a 5 to 7 minute speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of their experience, motivating team members for the completion of a project. It could be in Toastmasters, it could be even family occasions I take. For example, there is a Sangeet happening, or there is a wedding happening. You have to motivate everybody in your family to do dance steps together.
Yeah.
That also can be this project.
Like
How
office
easy is
people.
that? Tell me. It is very, very hard to do.
Yeah.
Getting all your family members in one Zoom
Yeah.
call, or calling them home. First you have to entertain them with good food. Then they will be in the getting the warm up for being part of the dance. Even that can be a project.
Or a family trip.
Or a family trip. How hard it is to do a family trip, I only know.
Yeah.
Within the 3 of us only, we are unable to decide. Husband, son and me, where we should go.
Same as team dinner. It's so tough to bring everyone
Very
at the same time.
Yeah.
Team dinners, family trips, where I don't see these things easy. When I see Instagram post and all, how nicely people are going, so many ladies are putting reels. I'm like, wow, these people are blessed, yeah. I can never do that. This is easier for me, conducting a workshop session. But having a friend's trip or a family trip is impossible.
Yes.
Within the three of us only we are unable to decide. How do you think it is easy for, now I am telling BTM people, you know, we should go for a team dinner. Half the people are not coming.
Yes, yes.
It is not easy.
Not easy.
That also can be your project. How did you motivate members to go for a trek? We were supposed to have a trek which did not happen. Again the trek thing has come back. Now those people who have paid, they are not answering anything. The others are not even registering for that. It's not easy. Okay? But what does the project say? How did you motivate people to complete a project? This is also a project. Going on a trek is a great project.
Yes.
Okay. Then, plan, execute team building activities, the electives. Again in the electives, you will have to see there are 8 electives I think for level 4 and you can choose 2 electives. But choose speeches in such a way, okay, this is the trick. All of us should do the speeches in such a way that it prepares us for a contest. Different aspects of different electives. Take anything that you have not done. Later on you will see to go for a contest and deliver a speech will become easier. If you take up challenges here. So basically in a very subtle way, Toastmasters is building us to become contest speakers. And then great global speakers. That is why it's so many electives. It's like a wide curriculum. But the good thing for us to do would be to take up things which we have never done and see how we can do it. Either from our own experiences or from others' experiences. For example, this team member, supposing I have a friend who celebrated her daughter's 25th birthday in her own house. It was like a mega movie. Okay, getting the cooks, what menu to decide, who are the people to be called, where is the venue. Okay, that itself is a big project. So don't look at only your office projects that your CEOs or your bosses have given you and you are cursing them as projects. They are not the only projects. There are a lot of family projects which never get fulfilled because it's not easy to motivate people. Waking up on a Sunday morning and coming to some Toastmasters meeting is also not motivating people. You are all really very good. So you should clap for yourselves. Okay? Because so many clubs I know, they change from Sunday to some other day. Like one Sunday only I get. Okay? One Sunday I don't want to do anything. And the Sunday is just like an eye wash. By the time you realize it's Monday already there. Yes? So think about doing holistic speaking. The last one, level 5 in my case has team building. Working with a small team to design and host. This I did because my work experience talks like that. Okay, building an event, evaluation resource, 2 to 3 minute report speech, 5 to 7 minute speech and the elective. So this level 5 has either high performance leadership, ethical leadership. For each of the path it is different. But you can go there and check, this is for my path, visionary communication. But each of the path it is different. So you can look at what is a high performance leadership. Well, according to me, if all your family members dance for your nephew's Sangeet, that is high performance leadership. Okay? But the beauty is, again, I go back to the world champions, the beauty is the delivery makes the difference. And no, in Toastmasters, there is no such rule which says you have to only take examples from your professional career. I mean, if you're doing the same thing day in and day out, how will you have varied experiences? Correct? But you can also put in a lot of experiences from your personal life. Do you have this SNN annual day celebrations in your apartment? You have?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
That itself is high performance. Ask the association, how many of you are in the apartment association? Appa. You deserve a special prize, big trophy. How hard that job is, I know. Okay, and people don't like to take it. It's very thankless job.
Not association, I'm connected with cultural activities.
You're only in the cultural forum.
Yeah.
That also is not easy. I was there as the cultural team member last year. Okay, not at all easy. Yes,
Oh, my society I am secretary.
the secretary and he's like my society. Just look at him. Oh my God, the secretary. These are the projects you should use here. Because who will
I don't
listen?
want to get into that.
No, I'm saying who will listen
Shared
to your
experience.
speech? Definitely not your association members.
Yeah.
Neither your family. I know your family, half of them. Okay? So who will listen? Here, this audience will listen. Got it? So don't, what I'm trying to say, although in a humorous way, is don't look at only your office projects as projects. That is one part of your life. You have another part which is your family, You have another part which is Toastmasters. You have the fourth part which is your apartment association. You have the fifth part which is your school friends. Sixth part college friends. Seventh part one ladies gang separate, one gents gang separate. Eighth part all together one gang. So you have so many different phases, FACES phases of your own life. Why are you sticking to only your office work? That is just one part of your life. If we all look into our own selves, our whole life is very holistic, 360 degree. Pick up one and use in the speeches. Actually, if you start journaling, you will get a lot of ideas. And journaling doesn't mean that you have to write page after page every single day. What could be the end of the day? Just 2-3 pointers. How my day was today? What did I learn? That itself will give you a lot of ideas to build speeches. I don't understand when people come and tell me I don't have any topic for my speech. Amma, look at your own self. You have so many things about you. Are you only doing office work? No. Are you only taking care of your children? No. Are you only doing association work? No. You are doing so many things. All of us have those nice get-togethers with our school friends. One of my friends is coming from Ahmedabad. We are planning to now gang up and meet him. Okay, so you meet your school friends, school reunion, college reunion, previous office reunion. Happens or no?
Yes.
My husband is a great lover of previous. He always goes for reunions.
That's one.
That's one. Use all that and check the project guideline how you can fit that experience into a speech. That is how we should all think like speakers. Okay, and added to this, if suddenly you land up in some place for a different conference, or a friend has invited you for some wedding and there you go. I have friends who have gone to somebody else's wedding, fell in love with each other there and they got married. I said, boss, you people should be in Toastmasters. How many stories you have? Yes, I have friends. My very good family friends are like that. They met at some wedding and they liked each other and they married each other. So you have so many stories like that. You have to just think about the project guideline and which aspect of your life can be a 5 to 7 minute speech. Done?
Yeah.
Okay. So path completion and aftermath. When you finish 3 levels. Now here this is slightly technical. There is no such guideline that you have to go in the same order of level 1, level 2, level 3 only. Supposing you finish level 1. Then you finish level 4 and level 5. You can always file for triple crown. The only thing now it is a little challenging in that portal is you can finish level 1, then level 4, then level 5, but unless you complete level 2 and level 3, it will not go to the next. Okay, so but you can finish it in any order. This was also something which I learned from Toastmasters. Nobody told me. Okay, it's not like you have to go in the chronological order. You can go in any order, but once you file all that is when you get the triple crown.
Does it come automatically or you have to enroll?
District 121 doesn't give. I don't know how it is going to happen in District 227, the new district that we are going to be part of. 92 gives.
Like whosoever of our member who has completed the path, we need to go and enroll for.
No, this is triple crown comes from Toastmasters International, so everybody gets.
Okay.
Yeah, the path completion pin 92 gives, 121 doesn't give. But we don't know how the new district will function now.
Okay.
Triple crown comes from the TMI, so that everybody will get.
Okay.
When you complete any 3 levels in any order. But filing you can do 1 by 1 only, but still when you complete, you will get the triple
So they
crown.
automatically kind of pull the data.
Yes, yes.
You need not to fill in any form.
That's all automated.
Okay.
But path breaker pin, when you complete a whole path, that District 92 gives the path breaker pin, District 121 doesn't give.
Okay.
Okay, because they crib for money. Okay, but now we don't know how the new district is.
Who is sorry.
Yes,
So my-
please answer.
Who is responsible for logging this completion of a path on the portal? Is
It automatically gets reflected there.
No,
VP education approved. Right?
VP education has to approve.
Same question.
Yeah.
Same question on a similar line.
Yeah.
So let's say that I gave my speech, and after that I need to go to the website and I need to
Yes.
fill all my data.
Yes.
And what happens after that? Because I gave at least 1 or 2 speeches and I really didn't understand the workflow.
Okay, so when you complete level 1 all the speeches, you go to level 1, submit level 1 completion.
Okay.
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 Then supposing you have got the opportunity to complete level 4 speeches. You go to level 4, you have to submit, but it will not take the request unless you finish level 2 and level 3. So there it is chronological. After you file level 1 completion, you have to file level 2 completion, then level 3, then level 4, then level 5. But in hindsight, you can finish any of the level speeches in any order.
Okay.
And someone has to approve it?
The VP education.
VP education.
So what happens is, supposing you finish level 1, then you, in your case, supposing in your path, you are looking at level 5 and you are thinking, hey, these things I can do in this next 2 weeks. Finish level 5, mark and keep. Once you finish the previous levels also, put all that together and tell the VP education, see, all this I have finished.
So then VP education check when did you take the role and when were you the speaker and how did you complete it?
All those details you have to fill.
But there are few people who do in different clubs, right? How
You can
is-
do in different clubs,
Then
but
how
when you
does
go
the
and
VP
file,
education-
you will only get the club where you have paid as a member.
Yeah, how does VP education know that?
You can tell the VP
You have to
education,
inform.
I finished this speech in another club.
Oh, okay.
Because you will fill the evaluated details, no?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yes.
So everything is very systematic there.
Okay.
Okay.
So supposing you come to our club and give a speech, okay, and some person is the evaluator, it will go ask you to go and fill the evaluator's name. But you can file it from your club only because you are a paid member of one club. If you are a paid member of 2-3 clubs, you can choose one whole level where you want to give it in which club. Sometimes clubs are in need. They tell you, like, I am part of the one online club. They said, please complete level 3 from our club. So I have to call level 3 speeches in their club. Because they need to get the DCP points.
So as a VP education has access to a portal which shows where the members are. Like I can see where the Rahul is, where the Swapnil is. It shows for everyone the path completion.
And that portal is called Base Camp Manager. Okay, there is one that VP Education has the access.
Yeah.
Base Camp Manager, when that person clicks, he or she will get a notification. Rahul has completed his level 4. Kindly approve. So he has to go click the button approve. It will ask a question. Do you want to approve? Okay. We don't want to say a no. Okay. Because the evaluator is approved, right? So I click approve. It is approved. Then it will come on your portal. Congratulations. It will come on your mail also. Congratulations. You have finished level 4. What I am trying to say is you can give the speeches in any order. It could be a level 5 project 1, it could be a level 4 project 3, it could be a level 2 project 3. The filing happens only chronologically.
The part you said evaluator approves, for example, if I'm giving in a different club as a guest, how the evaluator part is handled?
You have to go to the portal and it will ask you who was the evaluator for this speech. When you fill in all the details, it is already approved after that by the VP Education. When you click on that submission, VP Education can see. You have to fill the details of the evaluator. Supposing I am
This is
giving
only when given in the external club, because
Yes.
in our club I don't never seen this option of entering the evaluators.
in your club, the
Okay.
club that you have paid for, you will not get. It is
Okay.
already understood.
Okay.
But in another club, you have to write the evaluator's name. But in Toastmasters, that is the beauty. You don't have to be a paid member of many clubs to go and give speeches there. You can go to any club and give the speech.
Yeah.
But you have to fill the details. Then VP Education can approve. You can, again I'm telling you, you can give speeches in any order. Filing happens chronologically with all the details. So what some people do is they finish everything from level 1 to level 5, then they file. Talk, one day they will sit and file everything. Okay, so you can do that. So,
Once.
yes.
Two things. One is this triple crown what you said. Is it for a period or any time? Because this was there from this July to next July. In
Yeah,
that
financial
1 year
year,
it should
yeah.
happen.
So, like you say financial year for, March 31st to, April 1st to March 31st. This is called Toastmasters program year.
Right.
July 1st to June 30th.
Right.
July 1st of this year, 2026 to June 30th of 2027 is called program year. Triple crown can be got if you finish 3 levels and mark them in the program year. Yes. And that is the reason why I never got my first triple crown, because I was part of a very good club but nobody told me. I believe in educating others and empowering them, because you don't do the mistake which I have done.
Yes.
Because that pin comes from TMI. So you have to finish in one program year.
Yes.
Yes.
So here, when you say one program year, the level one completion, right? Or is it the starting and finish both should be done?
3 levels completion.
Just a completion. For example, I have started level 1 in the previous program year, but I have completed level 1, level 2,
It-
level
it
3
get
in this
completed.
program year.
When
Complete.
it get
Oh,
approved.
lovely.
Yeah.
Complete.
So that
Your completion should reflect in the
Same program.
program.
Same program. yeah.
It's like you have given 4 speech in the first program year and only 1 speech in the next program year. You get counted.
Got it.
June 1st to next.
July
July
1st to
to
June 30th.
Yes, so in that period, we should complete
3 levels.
Yes.
So again, in any order you give the speeches, the marking is done chronologically in the
Yes.
portal. Level 1, level 2, level 3, when you complete, you get the triple crown.
Yes.
badge. Automatically it will come to you.
Yes.
3 levels, is it on one pathway? I can take 2 pathways.
You can take 2. Brave.
Look like you're gonna get many triple crown now.
Yeah.
You can take 2.
Yeah.
The filing in the portal is chronological.
Yeah. Got it.
That we have to understand. Supposing I have completed level 4 after level 1, I cannot still mark level 4 completion unless I mark 2 and 3. But I can always give the speech and mark the levels and key. Is it very clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
But in one program year, you finish 3 levels, you get triple crown.
Got it.
Just one small point I wanted, because there are so many questions around going, who's going to approve all those things. I just wanted to tell that it's something like when you join a new organization, for 2 days they'll ask us to go through those training modules. I feel our Toastmasters is also more or less like that.
Yes, it is.
Like manager approves, here the VP approves.
Yes. But what I would like to tell you is, this can be very overwhelming, and I can see some people are becoming little overwhelmed because this is a lot of knowledge transfer. So we will give you a break 5 minutes after this is over almost.
Yeah.
Okay, and please, I know you are bearing with me, but this is a very heavy loaded session.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to tell is going to be very important and useful for you. Take 1 week's time to go through Toastmasters portal, whichever that 1 week is the free week for you. You cannot read that in a hurry.
Right.
You cannot. It's like a
Yeah.
PhD research paper.
Yes.
Can you do any PhD in the room? Can you do PhD in just one jiffy? Okay, you just glance through. You have to understand each and every sentence. But this is important for us. I know it can be a little overwhelming for you. That's why I'm trying to keep it very simple. Okay, but you need 1 week's time to go through at least one whole path, because each of this, the previous slides that you saw, each of that has got 10 web pages, including videos, including material, including filling your data,
Yes.
all that is there. So don't get overwhelmed. Whichever is the best week for you, where you don't have your too much of office work or housework, sit and see that, read that. So path breaker pin for completing a path. Again, disclaimer statement. We are in 2 districts now. Soon we are going to become 1 district. But since we are still in 2 districts till June end, District 92 gives a path breaker pin, District 121 doesn't. Okay, this is very district, perspective.
What is
Yes.
a path breaker pin?
You get a nice pin for the path that you have completed.
Completion of
Like presentation master has got that mic picture in it.
Okay.
Mic or a flag picture. Okay,
Right.
you get that pin, and that pin you can proudly wear, and lots of pins becomes like a nice garland. Yeah, okay, I have a lot. So nowadays I tell people this is my new, the Mangal Sutra. This is a new one. I'm married to Toastmasters. Okay. Now, this third point is something which I leave it to clubs to club they differ. When you complete one full path, you can do self-mentoring. You can be your own mentor. You need not have a mentor. But that's up to you. In my case, I always feel that I am not so good, so I need a mentor. But it's up to you. Okay? When one complete path is done, you have tasted all varieties of delicacies, right? You have tasted one whole thali. So you can be a self-mentor. Okay? After 2 levels completion, which is level 1 and level 2, you can participate in ISC. When is the ISC contest happening for this club?
Done.
It's done already. Now you can, those who could not participate this year, finish your level 2. Ideally, how I look at it is, time frame is from July 1st to June 30th is your 1 program year. Complete your level 2 by December. Because level 3, level 4, level 5 have less number of speeches. All electives are not compulsory. They'll say choose one. Level 4 has only 1 elective. Level 5 has only 1 elective and 1 path completion speech. So from Jan to May, do the other 3. This I have learned from my own experience, so I am sharing it with you. Because level 1 and level 2 have more speeches. Level 1 has 6, 5 speeches and 1 evaluation. Level 2 has 3. So total almost 8 to 9. Majority of your speech content is in level 1 and 2. Complete that by December. What mistake the clubs do is, yeah, I have to give my ISC speech. So can you give me a slot? I want to complete my level 2 project 3, which is Introduction to Toastmasters meeting. And then in a rush, why? Space out your entire journey. And you will come across people who will tell you, I finished a path in 21 days. Okay? God knows what they do. How can you finish a path in 21 days? I don't know.
It's impossible.
It is not impossible, sir, but it is definitely, it doesn't resonate with integrity. Today I am in your club, I am giving a
Somewhere
speech.
in
Tomorrow
the-
another club I am giving.
yeah.
How
No
will
one
you
knows
prepare
what
so many
happens.
speeches in just in a 24 hours time? Minimum to memorize one speech takes me at least 4 or 5 hours. First you memorize the introduction, then you memorize the body, then you memorize the conclusion, and in between you will get ideas. This is also not okay. Right? Even on the day when you are participating in the contest, you will think my speech is not great. And then you are thinking all others are so good. They are also thinking the same. My speech is not good. Okay? This is, the brain plays devil's advocate. Watch that movie, it's very interesting.
And even
Okay.
there are, I think, so many members who kept the path running for like say 4-5 years because they want to keep giving and delivering the same speech, or they want to do all the electives.
That is one side of the picture.
Yeah.
Another side is I have a friend who has given his level 1 project 1 and then the level 1 project 2 he gave after 7 years. Easy. Why did you take 7 years to give a single speech? I did not find time. From level 1 project 1 to level 1 project, you will meet so many interesting people in Toastmasters, you have no idea. And each person will teach you one lesson. I am like, this is ridiculous. First speech to second speech, 7 years, and there are people who are finishing a path in 21 days also. Some are in a hurry to do DTM, to get DTM. I have not realized how DTM makes you a great speaker. It's a leadership journey, which we'll be covering. Toastmasters is essentially making you a better speaker step by step, step by step. So I very much go by the first core value, integrity. But timeline, if you ask me, one whole path you can finish in properly 1 year.
Yeah.
8 months to 1 year. Okay? If you also get opportunities in other clubs, and it is good to give the speech nicely. Ultimately, end goal is satisfaction. We should not get worried somebody is giving a speech, completing a path in 21 days, or somebody, this other side is also very dicey. From one project to another project is 7 years, here it is 21 days. So you will meet very interesting people. But since Toastmasters has given us this program here, why have they designed it like this? First think about that. What is their why to design it like this? Because you can do it in 1 year. That is the whole fundamentals. Okay, the problem here in Toastmasters is we don't get our basics correct, and we are leaping and jumping for advanced levels. Get the basics correct. They have given themselves, they given us one program here, which means you can do one whole path in one program here. Which means technically between one speech and the second speech, you can give yourself a good sufficient time of 3 weeks. So 3 weeks if you go, you can finish all the 16 speeches, the 15 or 16 speeches in 1 year. Very much doable. Okay? But we should not go to these two extremes are horrible. 21 days, 7 years. My God. Okay? So I am like, that's what I said. You will meet a lot of interesting people. Okay? But don't go by that. Go by what the portal gives us. Somebody sitting there has designed the whole thing. Some great man envisioned this. Then the whole thing has got streamlined. There is a purpose behind doing it this way. Right? Yes. You had a question, sir? Okay. So, mentoring other Toastmasters is possible after you complete one whole path. Okay. What challenges you can have? Yes. Completing paths, delivering speeches on time, triple crown. Okay. Sometimes speeches are asked to repeat. All this we covered, so I am not covering that. Not getting enough creative ideas to prepare speeches. Look into your own life. Look at the different phases of your life. That part also we covered. Slots not available. This like the financial year you said, no, this January, February you will not get slots in any club. You will not get, because all are doing the same thing, completing level 2 to become a contest speaker. Yeah. Sometimes mentors don't have time to see speeches. What do you do when mentors don't have time to see speeches? Reach out to another mentor. Use AI as a tool. You can put the speech in ChatGPT and you can type saying that how can this speech be more effective? Not like ask ChatGPT to write the whole speech. Can this become a more effective speech? Yes, people are using AI tools. Even world champions are using AI tools. AI is given to us to use only. So now many people are doing this. They're using AI tools to get into better speaking. One very interesting experience I would like to share is one of my mentees. I told her this idea, and she at least got a second runner-up place in the club contest. And she is like thanking me even today. I said, no, you don't have to thank me. You have to thank AI. I just showed you the way. Okay? Speech is delivered without mentoring. This is a strict no-no. Please ask your mentors to see your speeches. Okay? Have a good rapport with the mentor. Send a video recording also, even if it is a recording where your back, the space behind you is white background and you're using your body language, stage and all that. Ask the mentor to give feedback. Most of the speeches go wrong because the mentor doesn't see. And you cannot give the mentor the speech tonight when he or she is celebrating Shivratri and tomorrow say, I have to give the speech in the club, see it today. Give the mentor 1 week's time. Okay, then after some time you will not see any photo of the mentor on the WhatsApp display. What does that indicate? He has blocked. Okay. Don't reach that point, please, because again you will see them in some division contest, some area contest, some district conference like Crescendo. Let's not go there.
Your own club.
Huh?
You will see them in your own
You will
club.
see them in their own club. If it's a mentor from a different club in Crescendo, you say hi, and then you will ask that very inevitable question, why did you block me? Mentor is embarrassed. So let's not go. This, see, you're taking it as humor, but these things have happened in Toastmasters. Okay, how much time does it take to block a person? Hardly 2 seconds, right? Let's not reach there. Okay? Mentor doesn't have time. Always a good, because see, if you have a good mentor, you cannot afford to lose good people in your life. If that person is the gateway to your success, why will I? Like in Hindi, they say no that murgi jo sone ke ande deti hai. Why will you lose that hen which gives you the golden egg? The mentor is giving you the golden egg. So be in good rapport with the mentor. Don't send overnight speeches to the mentor and say check immediately. How will you check immediately? You must be doing something else. Huh? I have one fellow like that in one of our circles. You know, he will say, please send the. We were doing an event for a college and he said, please send the costume immediately. I said, hello, I have somewhere in Rajaji Nagar. How will I send immediately? It's stored in my laptop in my house. You have to give me time till evening. So give sufficient time to your mentor. Even better, write 4 or 5 speeches and say, take your own time 1 week and tell me how these speeches. So you're ready for 4 or 5 speeches. A lot of time management planning we have to only do.
Yeah.
Because I have seen these cases happening. Mentor blocking the mentee. Mentees have only come and told. I am very happy about my mentees. They love me a lot. I love them. But these things happen. That person is also human, right? He or she needs the time to sit, focus, see your speech, try to find out what are the good elements, try to find out where you can improve. So much work that person is also doing. So at least 1 week's time. Send the speech today and say, can you just give your review by, say, another 2 days time. Always give 2 days, 2 days, 3 days. Not like, over tomorrow I have to deliver this speech in this club. Wow, Toastmasters club. Please send me your inputs today. How will you do? Not possible to do, right? So, my biggest learning in Toastmasters is, yes, I have a very good mentor. Be in a very good relationship with mentor. I go a little more also. I mean, that is my nature. I give the mentor slots in other clubs also to do education session. I mean, this much you need not do, but be in good rapport with the mentor because that person is the gateway to your success. Okay. So these are some suggestions for the same problems. Okay. Always get speeches mentored. Plan with the VP education. VP education is also the most mercilessly treated human being in any club. So I always praise my VP education because I've gone through that process 1 year. Okay, and it's a lot of work for the VP, especially when it is contest time. Do not cancel speech slots. People, this is an earnest request. Don't say, this is not okay, I'll give it next time. Next time doesn't come. You lost one opportunity. Give the speech. Okay? Practice twice daily before giving the speeches. At least for a week. Supposing next week Sunday somebody is giving the speech, from today you start practicing. Okay? Try and complete the first part. Ideal time is 6 to. So once you complete one part, no, other parts you will take 8 to 9 months only. Have healthy mentor-mentee discussions. This is my favorite area in Toastmasters. For contests, have 2 mentors, one from the club, one from outside the club, if possible. If not, your other mentor is AI. Because sometimes mentors don't have time. They are also
Yes.
contesting, who knows?
Yeah.
Your mentor may also be contesting. But it's all about trust building. Supposing you like a mentor who has given you enough trust, and that mentor knows what is your goal. The idea is not to become a world champion speaker, the idea is to become a better speaker over the period of time. The mentor is helping you with that, go with that flow. And some things we have innate in ourselves, right? Some body language, delivery, gestures, we can do on the stage. I mean, if my body language goes wrong, I cannot tell the mentor, you did not tell me about body language, that's why it went wrong.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. As a human being, I should know how my body language is, right? So, even they are human beings, so have healthy relationships with them. This is very important for people, professionals. How can pathways help in professional life? Base levels, better presentations at workplace, helping and mentoring colleagues with their needs and growth. You can always empower your colleagues using Toastmasters. Think about it. People who are working in the professional setup, software engineers, IT companies, okay? Starting a funnel business in public speaking and communication. Many of my friends are doing that. The Division A director, Pradeep Shetty, he's a working professional, but he has his own company called Mindset Coaching Academy. And he coaches professionals, students, into spoken English, many things. Okay, you can start your own funnel business. Each one of you can think of a business idea. Advanced levels, how it improves, you become a keynote speaker, starting with the club. What is a keynote? Exactly the word it is, keynote. What is a topic you are addressing? Supposing you want to address on better team building, okay, better team, that becomes your keynote. So you become a very core niche speaker, not covering everything in general, but you become a keynote speaker. The same keynote can go to higher levels, national speaking levels. You can become a keynote anywhere, any part of the country. You can go to Delhi, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, anywhere. They call you. Once you get connected, more networking, people recognize you, they call you. From the club only, if somebody is connected to somebody in Chennai, they'll say, hey, I want you to go and deliver a keynote speech there, and this is what they're going to offer you. You can go into global speaking. That is my end goal, to be a branded global speaker. Already working towards that. Then you can become a gig speaker, that is paid for a smaller amount, to a great speaker. People will call you. Then you can travel to many countries, many cities, become a global speaker. This is how Toastmasters helps in how pathways can help you. This is something which I have experienced in the last 4.5 years. In June I will complete 5 years, and I am called to many places as a keynote speaker. Because this is the 91st session I am doing, I can tell you this with a lot of confidence. That once you embrace pathways the way it should be embraced, you can achieve all of this. Base levels, you can do that. This is what some of my friends are doing, Toastmasters friends. Maybe this is my day in and day out business. This is where you can go.
Can you throw some light on how you work on keynote speaking? Because you have to choose a theme and deliver accordingly.
Yes. So tell me one area of expertise which you can give to this club.
On the technology side, possibly. On the
Which part of technology?
Say on the generative AI.
Generative AI.
Yeah.
Your keynote is generative AI. Now what you can do is you can deliver a power-packed session, 15 minutes, on how generative AI has helped you, and it is going to help others who are listening. How you can do it for a school? You can enable school teachers to use generative AI. That becomes your keynote there.
So is it that I always speak on this, or is it that based on the conference I should adjust my theme accordingly? So that's my dilemma.
Okay, very good question. First thing is, if you are good at something and the audience wants that, easy.
Yeah.
You can speak on we can all speak on something which we are good at, but you have to tailor make it to different audience. If you are going to a software company, you have to talk in their language. How generative AI is going to help that company in the next 5 years. If you are going to a school, you have to help the school heads. If you are going to a college, you have to help the college students. How generative AI is going to give them better career prospects. This is with the topic that you are good at. Supposing there is a topic that is a need, but you are not good at, or I would not use the word you are not good at, you have less knowledge of it. You can always read upon it and bring that knowledge of the topic and your experiences together and give a keynote. Does that answer
Yeah,
your
yeah.
question? So if your, say your topic is not generative AI, but somehow you know something about technology, you can still use your experience and the knowledge that you get from the internet, tailor make it, use your experiences more, and give it to the audience. That you can do. Anybody can be a keynote speaker. Yes.
Slide 2, in slide 2 there was a message saying that identify your speaking style. So how do you figure that out actually?
So there are 4 styles of speakers:
Yes, that
information,
correct.
informative speaker,
Anesthetic and-
engaging speaker, entertaining speaker, inspiring speaker. So you talk about the 4 styles and what is your key style. Are you a speaker who likes to give information? Are you a speaker who likes to entertain? Are you a speaker who likes to engage the audience with knowledge and some activities from them? Are you a speaker who is inspirational? That becomes motivational speaker. So you identify your style when you speak to, and this comes from home. When you talk to your, say, wife or children or your brother or sister or your parents, you realize what is your style.
It
I have become a very great communicator in my own family after I joined Toastmasters. Before that, it was not like that. Before that also, I was a good speaker, but now more value has come.
Understood.
Because this entire thing allows you to think more deeply. So I believe if people are doing something on the surface level, it is not going to benefit. If you go in depth but take your own time, doesn't matter who is becoming DTM. People have told me, how are you not a DTM? I said, why is it so important? I will figure out a way what is important for you and how you want to go about that thing which is important for you. Okay. First part is done. Second part, if you don't want to do, I am okay. You can take a break for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I know today's session is like this.
Yeah.
It's very heavy loading, but it is important for all of us because we are in this forum. And for no reason, please don't listen to people who tell you, I have been in Toastmasters for 4 years, boring it is. Same thing. Yesterday one gentleman told me, see Shalini, you get bored of Toastmasters after 4 years. I said, hello, you get bored, not me. Put it on yourself. People, you're doing the same thing again. You're not doing the same thing again and again. Every time you're doing an evaluation, you're becoming a better speaker. Always look in hindsight. The problem is what, these things are intangible. Right? But you know how much you are developing. You're progressing. Every time I do an evaluation, I become a better evaluator. I have become an evaluator without paper now. In BTM, they tell me, how are you doing it without paper? I practice that art. Yeah? How to finish the recommendation in 2 minutes, and in the last 1 minute, give the summary. And there is something more also. There is a difference between summary and conclusion. Okay? Summary is when you summarize what the speaker has said. Conclusion is what is the outstanding element in the entire speech of the speaker. Ultimately, we are not motivating the speaker, we are benefiting the room. So I have become totally, in contest also I am not going to use paper. No paper. Challenge yourself. Okay? Although it is allowed in a contest and somebody came and told me, why you want to take that risk? Not use paper. I want to challenge myself. Try, see in the contest, because all the evaluations at BTM last 5 or 6 times I am doing without paper. Paperless evaluation. Okay? And somebody in Toastmasters told me, why do you have to look into paper? You are already a good speaker. Then that struck me. Okay, let me try. You just have to tune your mind. It's all about mind training. Every time you are evaluating, you are becoming a better speaker. Every time you are doing TTM, you are enabling someone in the room who has never come on the stage to come and speak with confidence and boldness. Every time you are a speaker, you are working more on yourself, body language, vocal variety. The biggest asset we have is our own body. We have to sharpen it. Like Stephen Covey's one of the 7 habits, he says, sharpen the saw. That is my favorite. You keep sharpening the saw. You keep sharpening the saw till you become that fine element which the world wants to see. And